Hello, Leo. Welcome. Take a seat and relax. There's nothing you need to do in this present moment except to relax and enjoy your reading. And to start your reading off, Leo is card number 12. I love it when this card pops up. Okay, this is all about your goals. And this is all about you completing your goals. But not just that. This is all about goals that people do when they want to better themselves, just for the sake of bettering themselves, not because if they achieve this goal, there's going to be a reward. The simple act of achieving this goal is the reward itself. So just like in this scene, right, everybody's goal was to get extra vacation days because Dunder Mifflin, the company, said whatever branch loses the most weight gets extra vacation days. So everybody was excited at first, right? They wanted those extra vacation days. Everyone except for Stanley. Stanley has noticed that he lost a little bit of his fire and he wanted to get his fire back. So Stanley's goal wasn't extra vacation days. Of course they would be nice. Of course he would accept them. Of course he would enjoy them. But Stanley's goal was the simple act of losing weight itself. And since everyone else's that was not the goal. The goal was the vacation days. Everyone started strong, but everyone else started slacking. Everyone else started eating cake again, but not Stanley. Stanley kept eating baklava, right? Because his goal was the simple act of losing weight. And he did it while everyone else started failing, right? Because that wasn't their goal. They didn't sign up for this, But Stanley kept pursuing his goal, and Stanley kept achieving his goal. So I think it's a beautiful energy when people want to better themselves just for the sake of bettering themselves, and not because there's a reward at the end of the journey. So make sure you put your hand up like Stanley and celebrate, because you deserve it. This is a very special type of energy, and I admire people who better themselves just for the sake of bettering themselves. Page of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, we're starting off with 2 court cards. Okay, so the court cards are usually telling me to embody this personality trait and these characteristics. But when two will pop up at the same time, I'm going to take this one as there are 2 people here. There's 2 different ways of being. Pentacles take a long time. This is the slowest of the knights. It's like harvesting a garden, right? It takes time for that garden to bear any fruit and vegetables. But the Knight of Pentacles tackles it, right? Because that's the goal. The goal shouldn't be for those fruits and vegetables. The goal should be the sole act of growing. And we have the Page of Wands here. And maybe these 2 people are working together, because it almost feels like, the Knight of Pentacles, because it's so slow, it might struggle with that consistency that is needed to be able to grow a garden. But this Page of Wands, the Wands is going to be that spark, especially the Page, because the Page is like the beginning of this new adventure. It's like seeing life as a kid with lots of joy and wonder, instead of seeing it as an adult with a lot of traumas and a lot of experiences. And there's a lot of things you won't do because you already are going to assume that things are going to go wrong, right? But the Page never assumes anything. The Page has no experience. The Page tackles every situation like it's new. The Page literally jumps. And especially the Page of Wands, because the Wands is all about movement. So the Page of Wands is not afraid to move at all. So the cool thing too is that if we look at the background, this looks like sand, and then we transfer to the Knight of Pentacles, which it's a lot more greenery, a lot more vegetables, right? A lot more green. So imagine turning this into this, okay? And I feel like that's what's happening here. So there are 2 people, and one of them is going to spark to keep this Knight of Pentacles going, right? It's kind of like this is Stanley would be this Knight of Pentacles, and then I was talking about a spark, right? He wanted to get his fire back. So this Page of Wands is that fire. This almost feels like time. This almost feels like getting the best characteristics of both of these, right? Because the Page of Wands is probably that fire that Stanley is looking to get back, but he turned into this Knight of Pentacles who is all slow and is just trotting through life, you know, slowly. But he wanted his fire back. But at the same time, he wanted his fire back, but I mean, he still has all that experience that this Knight of Pentacles does. So imagine keeping this background and just putting it over here with this Page of Wands. And that is what is happening here. I think these two are merging into one, and you are getting the best characteristics out of both of them. So there is no two people here. This is two, well, I guess it is. The two people are both you, though. The past you and then the new you. And then we are just, this new you wants to get its fire back, except it's going to bring all of these fruits and all of these experience with it. But he's going to make sure that that fire is still going. Yeah, so this is great energy. This is a huge level up. Nothingness and the Fool. Yeah, okay. So that... Say you do want to lose weight, right? What do adults do? At least what I noticed that adults do when they want to lose weight. Do they do exercise? Do they do diet? Most adults that I've seen just start taking like pills, right? Diet pills and a lot of weird things that get prescribed to adults, when the simplest way to lose weight is by watching what you eat and by doing exercise. But as an adult, adults, I guess, don't feel like they want to do exercise, right? This feels like stretching, when I've never... Do adults stretch? One thing I've noticed is that, you know, adults recommend a lot of things to kids and give them a lot of advice, but those same adults wouldn't do that same advice. They would do something totally different, because they feel like they can't do it. So this is asking you to be a fool. This is asking you to embody this Page of Wands, that screw that, right? Literally whatever advice you would give to a kid is what you should do for yourself. Nothingness. Look at that. There's nothing, and then boom, the Fool pops out of the nothing. There's nothing back here, and then boom, look at all that greenery. So you are receiving something. Isn't silence kind of nice sometimes? Nice. Six of Discs success and the Queen of Swords. Okay, so yeah, you are stopping yourself from achieving something, from receiving something, from doing something. And it seems like your excuses are that of an adult. And I don't like adults. Because adult is a made-up word that people have said to make themselves feel better and to... I don't know, to change the way their life is into something that it's not. And kids just grow up, and kids are just older. That is the truth. There is no adults here. There's always just been kids. Especially if God is our Father, right? All Father. That means that we must not be adults. That means that all of us must be kids. Until we become gods, and then now we become adults. But since we are still human, and we are still here, that means we must be kids. So I love this Queen of Swords. This Queen of Swords does not accept negativity from others. She understands other people, and she is empathetic towards other people that say bad things and do bad things, right? But this Queen of Swords is not going to let those bad people and those bad things affect her or the loved ones around her. As soon as there is an illness, a disease, this Queen of Swords is going to cut it. As soon as there are thoughts that aren't for her best self, that aren't serving her any longer, she is going to cut those thoughts off, right? And she is going to focus on this. She is going to focus on what it is that you really, really want. So it's like this Knight of Pentacles thinking, wow, this is taking so long, this is never going to happen. This Queen of Swords isn't going to allow this Knight of Pentacles to think that way. She's going to cut those off. And they are going to be in the moment. They are going to embody this Fool. This is what the Queen of Swords wants is for you to embody this Fool. And that's going to bring success, okay? I think I want to read about this Fool. So this is what I want you to look for. This is what I want you to embody within yourself. Moment to moment. With every step, the Fool leaves the past behind. He carries nothing more than his purity, innocence, and trust, symbolized by the white rose in his hand. The pattern on his waistcoat contains the colors of all 4 elements of the tarot, indicating that he is in harmony with all that surrounds him. His intuition is functioning at its peak. At this moment, the Fool has the support of the universe to make this jump into the unknown. Adventures await him in the river of life. This card indicates that if you trust your intuition right now, your feeling of the rightness of things, you cannot go wrong. Your actions may appear foolish to others or even to yourself if you try to analyze them with the rational mind. Yeah, this rational mind is telling you, nah, this isn't going to work out. This isn't. But we cut those thoughts now. But the 0 place occupied by the Fool is the numberless number where trust and innocence are the guides, not skepticism and past experience. Yeah, okay. I think that's exactly the words I was looking for that I was having trouble finding. That's a good way to summarize this reading. Yeah. So let's get some last bit of words from the Office Oracle deck. Yeah, okay. Yep, number 18. This is all about today is having today, right? Moment to moment. Things might take a long time, but then they are absolutely perfect. We're literally talking about this slow night. But we are in no rush, right? We have trust here. If you have patience, it means that you are still waiting for something that is not happening. Go one step further and let go of that patience. A person who has no patience is completely here today. They do not wait for anything, as there is nothing to wait for. Today is already here. Everything that is happening is supposed to be happening, and we are in no rush. Today is just about having today. 37. Yeah, and we're gonna enjoy today by being goofy, by being silly, and having a great time by dancing, by partying. This is my Boogie Wonderland card, right? Why are you being so serious? Let's start having fun. All right. Accepting reality for what it is. Daryl very much just wanted to say goodbye, say his piece without... He didn't want to say goodbye even. He was just going to slip out and hope that nobody notices. But he got noticed, and everybody wanted to have a great, fun goodbye with him. So everyone chose to have a dance with him, and they danced. And Daryl ends up saying that having Kevin grind him up from the front and Aaron pretend to hump him from behind was a better tribute to his years here. So, I mean, we're all going to die. So you might as well enjoy the years that you are here, and by having fun and being silly and being goofy, and by enjoying adventures. we all deserve some love and joy in our life. So things are coming full circle here, and this is all about having fun again. This is all about being a lot less serious, right? With no experiences, not leaving experiences behind, leaving trauma behind, and enjoying every moment for what it is. Alright, I hope this reading helped, Leo. If it did help, please help me as well by leaving a like, a comment, and subscribing if you would like to keep hanging out, as this is a safe place where we try to figure life out together. So, thank you so much for being here. Hope to see you in the next one. Peace.